I wanted to also make a video, this video, about gangs' similarity to the powers that be, or should I say the Illuminati or Masonhood, or should I say Freemasonry. When you look at certain gangs, when you look at the Gangs of Disciples, and their symbol is the 6-point star. And then you look at the Blackstone Rangers, and their symbol is the 5-point star. You look at the Vice Lords, and their symbol is the 5-point star. And then you look at the Four Corner Hustlers, which is the diamond, or should I say, the four corners of the star, whatever. When you look at all of those are all symbologies of the elite. The same symbols that the elite use, along with the colors. Because then you got Blood and Crips, who use blue for the Crips, and they use red for the Bloods. And then you got Democrats who use blue, and then you got Republican who use red. It's the same, and these same entities are using the same symbols that gangs use. Same secret handshakes, not maybe the same secret handshakes, but they're using handshakes that are not normal handshakes to indicate where you stand in that society. So then you got gang members who do the same thing, and they penalized, they go to jail and prison for the same thing that these people doing above them. Because if you want anything in your world to change for the better, even though it was started out to be for the better, you want to get the top to change. But if the top is not going to change, then the bottom is not going to change, because it is as above, so below when you're dealing with the science. Because as above, so below are the gangs, and above are the elite. So what are they doing? They're destroying the world. They're manipulating the world. They're taking all the resources and honing them in. They're killing society with putting things in the foods. They're going against each other but acting like they're fighting each other, but they all in the same brotherhood, and they're using symbology, which is the 6-point star, which is nothing but two pyramids, one up, one down, as above, so below, put right up on top of each other. And they use it in the form of religion, like Israelites or Jew. Yet when you use it in the streets, you being wrong for using it, but that's the same symbology. Now, it's the same thing. If somebody could say, well, then look at the radical Muslims. Look at how they're using the star and the moon for their rebellistic ways. Well, we can break all of this down, because when it comes down to it, it's really science. So it doesn't even matter about the symbology. It matters about the person. The symbology can be used to dignify what that person wants to do. So when I look at a person worshiping Islam, I'm looking at a person worshiping something higher than Islam, but they don't know it. It's the same thing as these people. It's a good, it's a bad, it's all energy. It's the same thing, and it falls under the same moniker. So it's basically saying this: Islam could be good and Islam can be bad. It's basically saying this: Jerusalem can be good, Jerusalem can be bad. It's basically saying this: the 6-point star can be good, the 6-point star can be bad. There's both sides to everything. It's how you use the science, and it's all science. That's what it is. But when you're not implementing consciousness with it, it'll seem like they both separate. So then you got other members of other secret societies hiring fraternal police who fall right up under the 6-point star, and some of them use the deputy star. Some of them use the deputy star of the sheriff, but they fall under the 5-point star, the deputy star, which is the 5-point, and then the 6-point is the police department. But then you got Masonry, who Masonry even uses the 6-point star, because they go under the moniker of Jesus, which falls under the 33rd degree, which Jesus was elevated to when he supposedly died or whatever. So he was elevated, right? Am I right? If he died at 33 and the soul is risen, that means he was elevated at 33, which would make Jesus the ultimate Masonic symbol. The ultimate Masonic symbol, which is used all over the place. Then when you see people getting inducted into Mason halls and they're getting 33rd degree ascension, or pushed up or ascended to 33 degrees, it's the same symbology of Jesus. That is why they use the religious moniker to hide behind the science of how they control each other and the world. That is why they use it. And this is what people don't understand. Then you go and people go and they look and they say, well, look at them gangbangers. They putting the 6-point star on the wall. Well, look at them gangbangers. They studying Masonic shit in the hall. It's the same shit. It kind of rhyme too. Look at the gangbangers putting 6-point star on the wall. Look at the Masons doing the Masonic shit in the hall. Using the same symbols. Okay, so when you sit here and say, hey, the people in the streets got handshakes, they run around killing, where did they get that from? Where do you think it originated from? Do you think they just made that up? They just made it up. They didn't do it, and so the government just so happened to took it from them. And the government and everything that is established has been around before any starter of GD gang, before any starter of Vice Lord or Blackstone gang. They had these symbols and they was using these symbols on us. And these same symbols we using to kill each other with. And this is a ritual that's done every day. You know why the ritual is being done? Because we're using the symbols. So if you murdering somebody, which is, of course, I can't say I'm an angel to none of this stuff before in my past. But what I'm saying is, if you killing somebody under those same symbols, then you're creating a ritual yourself. But the difference between you and them when they kill somebody is that you ain't getting no money. You ain't getting relegated. You ain't getting pushed up to a 33rd degree Mason. You just going to jail. That's it. That's what's happening to you. Or you're going to wherever you think is hell or whatever. But that's all where you're going. But them, they doing the same thing you doing and they getting paid big money to do the same thing you doing under the same symbols that you using that they got. It's the same exact thing. So when you look at it and they try to say these gangs are bad, yeah, whatever you want to say, but then you got a bigger gang at the top. What about that gang that nobody want to talk about? Because where did it come from? Where did it come from? You can put all kind of politics under a star. You can put all kind of politics under a star to make it work for you. You can put all kind of laws under a star to make it work for you. But where did it come from? Did it come from your ancient past? Yes. Was it hijacked? Yes. And look how it's being used against you. And look how you're using it against each other. But who's benefiting? So all the same, the elites and everybody in the Masonic halls are the same as the gangbangers you seeing in the street. They just wearing suits. This is one of the reasons why when I was involved in stuff like that, one guy of high ranking told me, and he had a high rank, and he told me something that made a lot of sense. He says, man, we need more people like you in places where they wear suits at. And he was meaning that because he knows the secrets behind it. You need more people like me in places where they wear suits at. Because that's where they at. That's where they are. Where people wear suits at. Where people work on you at the hospital at. Where surgeons are at. Where your big show people like Oprah and Montel Williams and all of these other superstars at. This is where they at. Or should I say figureheads. This is where they are. They're there using the same symbols you using that's getting you nowhere, but they're using your same symbols. And this is what he knows. This is why I say when we living in the world today, We living in a world of as above, so below. And what affects the top, what happens at the top affects the bottom. And we ain't doing nothing but living out somebody else's magic or our magic perversely used by somebody else on our own self. This is the reason why, and I'ma always say it, that I'ma always attack it, because it's nothing but science and mathematics being used on you, you using that, and then you got the nerve, just like they do. They do it in the public eye, and they proud of it. It's beautiful. They do it in the public eye, and they proud of it. So they say, look at our little children doing this, but they're not going to get nothing from it. They ain't going to get nothing from it like we getting from it, because they don't know how to unify and fight in plain sight. 40. They don't know how to unify and fight in plain sight. So in other words, they're going to unify behind closed doors where they doing the rituals with your 6s and 5-point stars and everything. Then they're going to come out in public and look like they fighting. They're going to come out in public and look like they fighting you, because they have to make it look like they fighting you in public, because then you will never know that they really friends behind the scenes. So then they can laugh and play these games. Do you understand that every day that you live and wasting your time doing something, you can be doing this same method? But no, nobody want to do that same method. They want to do what they think is right, and that's fuck each other up under the same banner of the same thing that they doing to you, using the same symbols you using to claim your stuff. This is what's funny to them. That's why they feel like they dumb. This is why they look at you like they dumb. Because if you start doing something on a military sense, like they doing, using the same symbols, they gonna come get you. And don't nobody want to come get got, so you might as well admit that you just scared. Because if you just go and say, well, I don't want to do it this way, I'm gonna be militant and do it like this, then what's gonna happen is, you know, they gonna come after you. So therefore, you rather say, well, I'm just gonna go kill somebody that look less like me and just make it look better. I can kill somebody that look just like me and just, hey. And all they gonna do is look at you and say, hey, well, keep it going. We're gonna take some of their organs. We're gonna get some of their whatever, because they dead. We can use their organs and put them all up and do whatever we need to do under the same symbols that you use to kill that guy. They're using the same symbols to run you. And that is why this video has been made as a comparison to both. So I made this video to do a comparison, and I hope y'all got an understanding of what I'm trying to say, because it's exactly what it is. It's right in your face. They like to do stuff right in your face. If I was the richest, most powerful people in the world, I ain't got nothing else to do but to look at people do exactly what I know they gonna do. I ain't got no, what else do I have to do? But just look at you, just do that and laugh at you. And then watch you pick it and say, stop this, and they ain't gonna do nothing. It's all about being strategizing and coming together, strategizing and knowing who the enemy is and what they doing, and using shit against you to do shit against yourself. Because that is the ultimate combat technique. But anyway, this is just one video out of many. Peace. Have a great day.